Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next episode of The Creative Niche. Today, we're here with Gustavo. He's all the way from Spain. He's our representative from Tecglass, North America. So what we'd like to do is just welcome Gustavo. So welcome, Gustavo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today with you guys. And I'm doing fantastic, to be honest.
Awesome. I guess, I was trying to figure out exactly where you guys are located in Spain. Can you tell us a little bit about where the factory is? Maybe give us a little bit of an idea what Spain's like this time of year.
Yeah, so we are a supplier of digital printing technology, and we have our main business in northwest Spain, in a small village called Lalín, which is really close to Santiago de Compostela. It's a well-known city in our area because it has a lot of historical tradition. And is from where we do all our business. We have there our manufacturing plants, not only for the machinery, also for the ceramic ink. So it's also my hometown where I live. So I'm really close to my job also there.
Okay, so you guys don't only produce the machinery, you actually produce the inks as well.
Yes. So in our idea of what our product offering, we are obviously our main core business is the manufacturing of different digital printers. But we also do all the auxiliary machines that goes into a full automatic line. We are talking about conveyoring systems, washing machines, air dryers, the climatic room for housing the printer. But other than that, also, we cover the complete manufacturing of the ceramic inks that we use in our technology.
So you're really vertically integrated when it comes to, just having everything done by one company to make sure that you guys are able to maximize quality and timelines.
Definitely. This is the idea behind our product concept. So not only supply the printer, just supply the whole solution to our customers under one single contractor, let's say. So we are the sole responsible for servicing, installing, and obviously warranty the qualities along all the process of digital printing.
Yeah, we're much like that in the same respect. Is we know that if we can kind of control the entire process, that the church only has one person to call, or our client only has one person to call, because we do everything. As far as those windows go, I mean, we do stained glass, storm glass, custom aluminum framing, custom woodworking, and glass manufacturing, and that also involves the digital glass printing as well, which you guys have been able to really help us. With producing that type of artwork.
Correct.
So that's pretty awesome. Well, let's, as far as getting to know you a little bit, so you told us where you was from in Spain. Tell me a little bit about your background. How long have you been in the glass industry? What drew you to Tecglass? What, just any information you'd like us to
Tecglass, as I said, is a company that is headquartered in my hometown in Lalín. So I was coming before for different business. I was in offshore business, working also for a local company. And I knew Tecglass. I just, they called me for an interview just to join the project. I found it amazing, to be honest, like a growing and technological company. And I joined them with no doubt. And I've been working with them since maybe 8 years from now on. Okay. So it's been a long time already in Tecglass, and I'm learning every day and proud to be part of the amazing team that we are all the Tecglass family.
Yeah, that's awesome. As far as your role in Tecglass, so I know you as our representative here in North America. Primarily, are you in North America, or do you service a broader area?
I'm not headquartered in North America. I mean, my role within the company is to be the responsible of the North American market. So I'm the one following all our existing customers, obviously open new accounts, and I'm the first person that our customers get in touch with to figure it out and start to work in a digital printing project. So we have a business unit in US, so I'm traveling quite often here, not only for the business unit, but also for to take care of all the existing customers and new opportunities that might arise. But I'm headquartered in Spain, in Tecglass, So
Sure.
I try to combine in the best possible way my time in the office with also my professional activities abroad in US, because as you can imagine, it is not also easy for us to be going back and forth from Spain
Right.
to US. But normally we are here like a couple of weeks every 2 months, or we try to be here to keep the contact with the customers and keep the timing of the market, about what's going on.
Right. And I know sometimes when we have questions, we got to get them out really early in the morning because I think we're 6 hours difference between Spain and
that's
America.
right, yeah.
So we can get those questions out. You guys kind of get them answered, and then we can actually be producing and moving on those answers the rest of the day. Because we got it early in the day. So you guys have been really good about that.
I
So
appreciate that.
Yep. So if I guess over in Spain. So I'm going to ask some personal questions here because
Yeah,
I've
go
never
ahead.
been to Spain.
Go ahead.
If we had to travel to Spain, let's say we wanted to visit the factory there, what are some landmarks we should hit? I mean, what should we check out in Spain?
That's a great question, and I don't know if I have the right answer. I mean, Spain is a big country also.
Yep.
There are big differences between east, west, north, and south. If you're asking that question to me, obviously, I would suggest my area, which is Galicia. We are in the northwest of Spain.
Okay.
We are like a green land, and there's a lot of amazing things to see there. Not only on the historical side, but also on the natural side. I mean, we have big part of our area is seaside, is coast, so we have amazing beaches, amazing landscapes, and particularly also we have a very strong traditionally food culture.
Okay.
So it is a really amazing place to visit, northwest Spain. Then we have different areas like South Spain and East Spain that are more, I would say, touristic areas. That for the summertime temperatures are much more higher there on the northwest Spain, but all the country is beautiful, to be honest. All the country is beautiful.
Yeah. Spain's, Europe in general is a pretty neat place, but I know Spain and Italy, those are high points for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
that's pretty cool. My wife's always talking about Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. Did I say that? Did I say it okay?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right.
That's an amazing architectural piece, of art that is on the opposite side of us. It's in Barcelona capital. It's on the east side of Spain.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it was a creation by Gaudi that then passed away, but was unfinished and left the legacy. And nowadays, different architects keep going with the project, and it's still under construction. It's not completed because it's...
And I think it's been under construction for 130 plus years. Does that sound about right?
That's correct. They started, it could not be finished on time, and they are still keep going on that. And I don't know if I'm right or not, but I think the way they are financing this construction is with all the visitors that I'm going to the Sagrada Familia that put the funds to keep going on the construction to get it done.
Does it cost to get in, or is it all donation?
I think it cost just not too much. It's just a low price to visit inside the church, the cathedral.
Yeah, just phenomenal. Has a lot of stained glass inside of it. It's got that traditional side, which we're used to seeing, right?
Correct.
So I mean, we're with our industry. We've been dealing with churches for decades. Close to 40 years now, and so it's kind of a neat project for us to kind of see.
Good.
As well. So awesome. As far as your trip here over to Ohio, how's the weather compare from Ohio to Spain? I mean, is it a big difference?
No, it's not a big difference. We are now ending September, and I was not really expecting this weather. We are like in a summertime here in Ohio, but there's no big difference. I mean, obviously people link the Spain with lovely summertime, high temperatures, but it's not like that. I mean, that's quite typical in South Spain, but not in North Spain. I mean, we have really strong winter times and really soft summer times. But I would say it's quite similar, the weather here in Ohio than in my area. I would say that, yeah.
Okay, well, neat. Yeah, it's always good to know about how things are around the world. So I guess coming back to the relationship that we have with Tecglass and our original company, Window Creations, and also our memorial company, Crystal Creek Glass. Tecglass has become quite the leader in the ceramic glass printing market. So what innovations has Tecglass started to work on in the industry that we should know about Because you guys are constantly improving your product.
Yeah, definitely. So we consider ourselves obviously world leader suppliers in digital printing technology. We've been more than 20 years working on that, so we have a very strong background experience. And nowadays we cover a relevant big number of sectors, mainly architectural business and interior design, automotive business, home appliances business, and also commercial or industrial refrigeration. So let's say everything subjected to be decorated in glass, it can be done with a digital printing technology.
So you deal with heavy industry, the industry that produces
Correct.
mass volume. And then you deal with companies like ourselves, which is more of what I would call a niche company, a company that's very specialized. You don't see very many of us out there probably because the uniqueness of what we do.
Definitely, yeah. You are window creations is a special case or a special customer for us. As you well said, I mean, we have the ability to work with big, large corporations. That they work pretty much in industrial context. They run a lot of glass, they produce a lot of glass, but then we have a huge portfolio of customers that are small, medium-sized companies that needs. Not such an industrial systems, but small standalone systems that give the specifications and qualities they need for your particular product. So
yeah, exactly. And as far as the inks are concerned, so we're using these ceramic inks. We've used inks that are similar in the industry for hundreds of years in the stained glass industry. We know the longevity is there. We know that the longevity is there in your inks as well. Can you tell our audience just a little bit about your inks, what makes them what they are?
So that's a particularity of our technology that it only works with ceramic inks, our machines. We are not involved in different business sectors like UV, organic, or any other different type of inks. So
because those UV inks, they fade over time.
Yes, exactly.
And the ceramic inks do not.
Correct. They are not suitable for the exterior, unlikely the ceramic inks that are absolutely good to go for architectural applications on the exterior, in side one or phase one, as we call it. So this is one of the key factors, the longevity of the ink. But in comparison with other traditional inks or UV or organic, they have a slightly lower color gamut, because of the type of pigmentation, the type of process we need in those inks. I guess you are more than familiar with this. So the process is that we print the glass in our technology with ceramic ink. Once it's dry by infrared of hot air convection to secure the ink onto the glass, then it comes the final process, which is the vitrification of the ink. So we need to temper the ceramic ink to fuse with the glass and remain that forever, becoming glass. So that's the factor of our ceramic ink.
And that's the big thing with us is, until that ink is actually tempered in, it is able to be removed. But once it's tempered, it's permanent.
That's correct. When you fuse the ink, it becomes glass, so the pigment remains somehow encapsulated underneath like a secondary layer of glass that we create, that is part of the ink, is the frit, what it goes on the formula, and is there forever.
And that's why it's really worked for us really well, is because we're kind of in the forever market, right? I mean, with stained glass, people expect those images to endure, through generations. And with your inks, they will. And the same thing with the memorial side of the company. We're actually doing custom columbarium systems and headstones that are full color, can really show how vivid somebody's life really was. We've taken it from just a granite piece that, is supposed to display how awesome of a life a person had. But here we're actually able to show it in full color now. It's kind of like going from an old TV that was black and white to color TVs today.
Totally new. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the sense of the ceramic inks, that they are intended and thought to be lasting forever. Obviously, it becomes part of the glass. So.
Yeah, and with that, we always turn all of our inks to the inside of all of our applications, so it just improves that longevity even more so.
Correct. So, definitely.
Yeah. What we've noticed here when we're producing projects, is the amount of ink that we use is, just fantastic. I mean, you guys have made a quality machine that is efficient, that doesn't waste a lot of ink, but really just produces the parts pretty streamlined every time. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean that's that's like a wrong perception of the digital printing business, that the ink consumptions are high, or that's not like that. I mean, so there is no ink waste in our technology like in traditional screen printing systems or other decorated systems. So you only use the ink that you need for that particular job. So, and the consumptions are really low. We are talking about, to have a reference, 1 square meter of glass painted, we might be talking a full cover about 28 to 30 grams of ink consumption. So it's really low, the amount of ink that you need for the digital printing application.
Yeah, that's been huge. You know, as far as we're concerned, as far as maintenance, the ease of maintenance for your machine, you guys have thought in detail a lot of ways to make that machine not only functional but easy to work on. You know, and that's a big deal as well. And the accuracy and the true colors. You know, like when we digitally print the image onto the surface of the glass, you know, sometimes, you know, we would have to worry about the color not looking the true color until it went through the tempering furnace, but not so much with Tecglass. Like if we hold that up and we look at that image, the image that we see even pre-firing through the tempering process, it is still pretty accurate, true to color. So we know when we send it through pretty much what we're going to get, even before it impregnates down into the surface of that glass during that.
Yeah.
So color accuracy, awesome. Maintenance ability. Do you want to touch on either one of those?
Yeah, that's quite like this, as you said. But even though we have in our software, I mean, it is a complex technology, but we put it in the hands of our customers in a user-friendly manner, let's say. So then there is a lot of things behind that customers do not see, but is what it makes the technology reliable, precise. It's really complex to work with the ceramic inks inside a digital printer. So part of the success of our technology is our patented system on the recirculations, that we keep the ink 24/7, avoiding any type of clogging on the machine, and make sure that whenever you start or ramp up the machine again, is ready to go. There is no flashing or need to do anything on it. So that's part of the technological research and the patented things that we have been implementing with the experience to make sure that the technology becomes better and better, you know, for our customers, you know.
Yeah, and you know, through what we've done in the process and the quality of work that we do, it's taken a lot of work, but Tecglass was willing to work with us and help us get those colors and help us get, you know, the images that we expect to be able to get to produce some of these really high quality stained glass type windows.
Yeah, that's correct. So honestly talking, we don't have a lot of customers like window creations, you know. That's something new for us. But as I said, whatever is subjective to be a decorated glass, it can be done with digital printing technology. So in particular, when we engage with a partnership with you and we were starting to make the samples, we try to show you in somehow the huge range that the technology can deliver to your processes or your final product, you know, in terms of color spectrum. Because there are many factors, obviously, that are involved not only on the digital printing process itself, but also in the pre-stage of creating the printing files. So you can play a lot with the tonalities, the opacity level, and this is what makes or leads to a different result, you know, when you get the final printed glass. So that's the flexibility that brings also digital printing technology.
And they think, you know, a lot of times our clients, they'll think, well, it's easy, you just print it, you know, it's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy, right? And it's not easy not only because, you know, the equipment that has to be in play to be able to produce that, but we also have to have artists on staff. We have to have digital production teams that understands how to take that file from the artist and rip that file and put it into, you know, into the software that the machine understands to be able to produce it. And you're hoping that, not hoping, but, you know, strategically moving, you know, things around to get the exact color and textures that we're looking for.
That's correct. I mean, there are other industries, for example, automotive or also architectural, that there is no a lot of complexity at the time of creating the files, because they are just applying a solid black perimetral frame or doing an automotive design with the black frame and the raster dots or logotype of whatever is on it. but it's different in the case of window creations. You are such a unique company doing something unique, which is replicating stained glass in digital printing technology. So design, playing with the files, trying to do different trials to make sure that you get the result you are expecting. It definitely plays a relevant role. So you need to have that background on design and creative people in-house. That is what you have.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's the really difficult part from us is that we do have that. We have that experience. We have decades of experience in the stained glass industry. And so we take that experience and we lend it to the new technology
Correct.
that Tecglass has. And we combine that history and heritage with new innovative technology. And we can produce some really cool art glass pieces.
Yes, it's like this. It's curious, Today I have the pleasure to visit your factory and see how you do here, not only on the traditional way of stained glass, but also with the new technology of digital printing. And as you well said, it's a combination of tradition and new technology, but it would be absolutely impossible to get the results you are doing without the back experience you have to put the knowledge into the new technologies we have available now, for sure.
Yeah, we've been super excited about all the innovations that we've been able to do over the years. And, really with, from the beginning of the company, we came in with a fresh perspective. We didn't, my father started the company, and then, me and my brother and my sister, and then a number of other family members have joined. And actually, my son has actually just started to do a little bit of the work around here, what he's able to do. So we got 3 generations here at Window Creations. And so we're building for the future. We're building for something that's new and something that we can kind of see the trajectory moving in the right direction as far as building the company.
Yeah, that's amazing, and as I said, I have the opportunity to know much more closer your business and congratulations. I mean, we love what you are doing here, guys, and that we are part also of our business with this new partnership. And also, as I always said, I mean, work with family companies that has built from 0 to 100 by, in this case, by your father, and you keep with the tradition. You said now your son also is start to involve. So it's always a pleasure for us because the type of relationship we build is slightly different than when we work with large corporations that they are fantastic also, but you create a special relationship with the family companies, it's like this.
Absolutely. I tell a lot of churches, that, we love working with small churches as well as big churches.
Correct.
Why? Because, you see all different people and all different walks of life, and it's the package that makes it really neat to work with. You don't want to hone in on one, like we only want to do large churches, no, because there's a lot of people that need the services that we offer. And, in our case, we're able to give stained glass to churches and organizations that maybe never could have afforded it in the past because the traditional side of doing stained glass, to create new stained glass windows is, let's face it, it's much more costly than what we're able to do the digitally printed art glass for. Why? Because we're talking about tons and tons of labor. When we're doing a stained glass window, I mean, my goodness, I mean, you gotta figure out the design. Once you figure out the design, then you have to, cut the glass. Or actually, no, then it has to go to pattern. Then you have to cut the patterns. Then you have to match the glass. Then cut the glass. Then let it, solder it, cement it. And all these processes takes an extensive amount of time. And we do have an extensive amount of time in producing these art files, but it's less time. And if we can save labor, we can save time, and then we can save the churches and the clients money. And that's really rewarding as well. Correct. Being able to offer a really complex window, maybe for a church that just could not have afforded it in the past. So that's a little bit about kind of what we do and kind of how that's some way that we see that the art glass technology has really helped us help some of the smaller churches.
Yeah, it is. I would say like it's a complementary technology to what we do, and as you well explained, you have that traditional stained glass for that customer portfolio that still keep going on that niche of business, but also as a complementary to digital printing technology that obviously it has some pros and cons in comparison with traditional stained glass, but for sure it will open a lot of opportunities for window creations, no doubt.
Yep. Awesome. Industry trends moving forward. Do you see a particular industry that's where's the digitally printed art glass trending? It doesn't have to be necessarily where we're located in the industry, but where do you see the biggest growth for Tecglass and the digital printing machines?
There's a lot of new things going on. I mean, they have been always in our roadmap, but it's true that in the last 10 years we are seeing a growing in some particular sectors. I mean, we were already very familiar and strong in architectural business, also in automotive business. But in the last years, we see also a huge market and a lot of companies that are betting in for our digital printing technology in home appliance business and in commercial or industrial refrigeration. That was also before done with traditional systems, but nowadays digital printing technology is an absolute right solution to go there. I mean, there was a lot of complexity to make sure that there is no bleeding between the inks on the home appliance business. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of small details, symbols that all inks needs to combine and with precision and fine lines. And this is something that a long time ago we were not to achieve in our type of technology, but nowadays it's a reality. And in fact, we are working with many companies in this type of business that finally they are using digital printing technology for their final product. And also in the architectural side, that I think is a trend in the market, that what we see is that more and more people is moving into big sizes. The big player in architectural business, they are moving into jumbo sizes, and every time we see bigger pieces and bigger glass sizes on the industry. So that's why we are also ready in our manufacturing portfolio, because we can do machines up to 18 meters, 20 meters in length. So it's something that was absolutely unusual 10 years ago in our technology.
Sure. With our particular machine, I don't know the exact sizes, that we can produce, but you guys produce small printers for maybe a smaller company like ours, but then you also produce, really large printers like what you're talking about for like the jumbo applications. But a lot of innovation. A lot of things have to change. You can't just stand still, can you? I mean, you have to continue to innovate with your product, because there's always new demands from all the clients.
Correct.
So I didn't ask you. I can't remember. Is Tecglass, is it a family-owned company, or is it part of a group, or what is Tecglass, and how's that structured out?
So Tecglass originally was founded as a family company by two founders, Javier and Manuel, which were the original founders of the company. We still keep that nature, but it's true that in the last few years we engaged into a partnership with Fancy Group. So we are now part of the Fancy Group. We are still a family company. We are running the business by ourselves, being the responsibles for the way we want the company go in terms of the technological company, the concept, the ceramic inks. But it's true that Fancy entered into the group. They have a small shareholder of the company business, and it's been fantastic for us, the partnership with Fancy. I mean, we knew them before because we were somehow representing their products in Spain and Portugal, a different section of the company. And they have put us also in a different level, because we take advantage of them for the international network to expand our sales, and it's been amazing to engage in a partnership with Fancy, to be honest.
Awesome. Yeah, it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see you guys, grow from where you was and where you are today. It's been a pretty awesome journey, I bet.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the way we want to go, and keep doing things well to make sure that we don't lose our identity or what we do, because we love the proximity with the customer, we love on the personal relationships, but obviously the world is quickly changing, and we have to adapt and get external support from different companies that can allow us to reach every corner of the world, because we are an international company. We have more than 500 digital printings around the world, and we have presence in more than 68 countries. So you can see what is the concept of the company nowadays, how we grow.
Yep. That's awesome. So is there any improvements into the technology you can give us any hints on, or maybe it's all under wraps, or or are you just continuing just to improve where you're at right now?
Yeah, exactly. So let's say the base of the technology, it has been already developed and is quite stable and solid. So we are not like kind of releasing new machines or like a marketing tool or whatever. because that does not go in line with our business. So what we do is, starting from our base technology, we offer a huge portfolio of machines basically adapted to the real necessities of our customers. So it's the same quality that you can expect from let's say, a low budget machine that are a big cost machine. But what it makes the difference between them is what the customer needs, speed, productivity, degree of automatization of the machine. Because as you well said before, we can be working with a customer that is a small or medium size, that they don't need a huge production, so they work with what we call standalone systems, or we can work with customers that are in industrial atmospheres that they need to run 4,000, 5,000 pieces per day, that we supply to them industrial systems with that capabilities. But basically the core of the technology is the same. We have a lot of things that makes the machines unique in the market, as we said before, like the type of recirculation system, all the job we have as a background working with the print heads. Just for you to have an idea, we were starting at the beginning working with one print head on the machine when we started the business. Nowadays, we have printing systems that have 72 print heads installed, 36 double print heads. So there's a lot of complexity involved in that to make sure that all flows smoothly, that they are injecting in the right quality. So this is the way we go, just trying to keep improving what we have been built so far, not only on the machine side, but also on the ceramic inks that play a relevant role also in the technology, because they go hand by hand with the machine.
And the same thing with the software.
Absolutely.
You guys are working on the software as well. So, yeah. So, if you had any advice for architects or clients or other people, what advice would you give them on if they should get into the market or not? Or because let's face it, some technology works for people and sometimes it's not the right technology.
Correct.
But what advice would you give? I guess
that's a good question. My advice could be, that's a new technology, but I wouldn't say it's a new technology because we have been here for more than 20 years, But it's true that in the last 10 years, more and more different business sectors and companies are betting for digital printing technology. So it is a reality. It is a solid and proven technology in industrial conditions. So my advice to anyone that has any particularity for decorated glass is to get in touch with us, and we will try to prove them what it can deliver, the digital printing technology, to them, and see what they can do, because the flexibility is amazing in comparison with traditional system, as I said before. Now it's all digital, like in the modern time. So for screen printing, you might need a mesh for every particular job. You can apply only a single color by time to time. And digital printing has revolutionized all these kind of concepts. So you just need a PDF file. It's ready to go on the machine. There is no downtime. You can jump from large batches to small batches on the fly. So it really changed the concept of decorated glass. So what is my advice? Just get in touch with us, and we will show you what is possible. Obviously always adapted to what the customer really needs. This is what really matters.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, it's to be honest, I've learned a lot from our conversation today. It's been a real pleasure having you on the podcast today. For you informing us a little bit about what Tecglass is doing, ways that we've partnered with you guys as far as obviously we're creating all the artwork and servicing a lot of our needs for the clients, but you guys are helping us with the equipment to be able to make it a reality. So with that being said, we really appreciate it. We love sitting down and talking to you regarding the equipment that you've provided for us, and also as far as our viewers are concerned, I think it's probably going to be very, very interesting for them to hear a little bit about how we're able to produce some of these really high quality art pieces of glass for them. So
definitely. Thank you very much also for, as I said before, to having me. Also on behalf of all Tecglass, we are absolutely proud to establish this partnership with Window Creations, and that our technology is bringing a new value to your company and business. And let's keep going. This is what we do. We love what we do, and we are here also to all listeners we invite them to contact us and find out more about the world of digital printing technology, which is amazing, to be honest.
So thanks everybody for joining us today on The Creative Niche. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about us here at Window Creations or Crystal Creek Glass, you can check us out on our websites, which we'll also put at the end of this video. But if you want to get in contact with Gustavo, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Gustavo?
So also through our website, tecglassdigital.es, where you can find all the information about our company, business and digital printers, or directly with me via email, like Gustavo Lazara at tecglass.es. Okay.
Okay. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next episode of The Creative Niche.